Good morning. Frankie's feisty today because we've been outside running around and playing, watering, and rearranging the back patio because the roof is on. Yay. So we'll be probably visiting out there sometimes because I just love it outside. So what are we going to talk about today? Let's talk about starting our days over. So, for years, when we've been stressed out by life and all the things that have been happening, when you're a kid, you're truly a victim. All that stress, all that chaos, all the lies that we're supposed to believe about others and ourselves is stressful. When our brains don't agree with what is being presented to us, it struggles. And we want to say something or do something to help make things that are happening or not happening to make sense. We want to defend ourselves. We want to protect someone. And when we're forced to not do that, implicitly, covertly, overtly, our brains are activated, even if our mouth or our behaviors aren't. So there's that tension. So as we grow older, get therapy, we learn to be able to express ourselves and be true to ourselves in a way that's not harming. We learn how to communicate our needs. We learn how to make choices on whether we're giving ourselves permission to do certain or not do certain things. And as an adult, accepting that we are participating or not participating in certain things helps accepting our part in our life now that we're not victims of other people's stuff, accepting that we have put ourselves in a place of being hurt or being valued, right, will make a big difference in stress level. So you may have seen me share about that I was a little frustrated that certain things weren't getting done that I wanted done. Because usually when I want things done, I want them done yesterday. That's just my personality type. I was raised to get her done, right? And that fit my personality very well, especially being an oldest child, especially being a child of an addict mother and an absent father, and all the chaos that went with it. But being older, being of age, and being with all the experience of living life and practicing being independent of from that past, those chapters, and writing new chapters, even though they can be sloppy sometimes. Right? Practicing. Practice, not perfection. Sometimes it takes putting things in line in life, like how you start your day. How I start my day is really important. Every night I let go of what's going on. And ask for awareness of what I can change. And if something comes to me, I go ahead and write it down so I can take care of it first thing in the morning. So I can start my day over, take care of it the next day, and move on. Hopefully there's no permanent consequences from things that I've done or not done. Right? I'm not perfect. And the stress reduction and not trying to be perfect has been wonderful. So how do you start your day over? Do you pray? Do you meditate? Do you go for a walk in the morning to shake things off? Do you have a special prayer at night that helps you go to sleep? Do you see a therapist? Just talk things out. I have done all the above. It's nice to be able to not have to pay for a mistake over and over and over again with guilt or frustration or anxiety. One of the pitfalls of feeling guilty or shame over a behavior is that somehow being codependent, we think feeling guilty somehow makes us a better person, when ultimately all it does is stress us out and doesn't take care of the actual problem. So if I'm not feeling guilty and wasting all that energy, I have the energy then to live a more constructive day than yesterday. So one of the good questions is, if I were not feeling exhausted from all this guilt or thinking, if I weren't feeling shame, if I weren't tired, if I weren't worried, what would I be doing? Oh my goodness. That was overkill. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm going to correct it or not. Yeah, I'm not going to be happy with all that. I don't like to overdraw my lips. Not like that. So if I'm not, especially with depression, feeling depressed and laying around, I might tell myself, if I weren't feeling this bummed out and tired and exhausted, what would I be doing? And that very often gives me the energy to do the next right baby thing, baby step, baby step. There's no reason for me to lay around every single day and not get anything done. And I can tell you that my digestive tract, my respiratory system, my energy level go down the more sedate I am. So if all I do is get out and do a little walk, just down the street and back or around the block, and if I can push myself to do a little more, that's great. But just a walk, not a run, not push-ups, just enough to get the blood flowing, to get the intestines moving. Sometimes when I walk, I exaggerate my arms a little bit, twist just gently. I mean, I don't want to look like I need to be hospitalized to my neighbors when I'm walking around. But I can move a little bit more just to get the body going. And I can tell you, not only is it good for the physical body, but the brain gets different hormones flowing that are really good for mental health. Did you know that most people, if they were doing the two walks for 10 minutes a day, and learning communication skills and self-soothing skills to calm down, just breathing and grounding, the depression would alleviate. That's how I take care of mine, are the small, simple basics. The fattest part of my eyelid right there. I have to, because if I don't take care of my depression, my anxiety, when I have it, when it flares up, because I guess I'm just, because of past experiences and having PTSD, it can resurface, but it doesn't have to be something I have to live with every single day, all day long, and be triggered to get all that anxiety, that intensity going. It's just not something I have to do anymore. And I can tell you, and I'm not going to lie to you, and this is where I think a lot of therapists kind of make a mistake in how to get their clients to trust them, is that they make it sound easy. Well, if you just do this, this, and this, you'll have a much better day. Well, if you do this, this, and this every day, over time, you're going to feel a lot better. But I can tell you, if you do the 2 walks, 10 minutes a day, because of how the chemicals work and how fast they wear off, right? Just like an aspirin wears off after so many hours. Depression lightens sometimes right away. That day lightens. And sometimes within 3 days. You almost can't not feel the benefits. That's the truth. That's the truth. I've been out in the sun, so I I want a little more color to express that, but I think I went a little overboard. Use some of my powder to try to dye that down a little bit. A little too much. Ah. Sometimes it's so difficult to push ourselves to just get up. Just get up. But I'm going to invite you to just get up. If you can't get up, listen to a song that really pumps and that's cheerful. I was talking to a client, this is a while back. I said, listen to some music that really pumps you up. And over and over and over again, we talked about certain things to do. Turns out the music this client was listening to was this heavy, I don't remember what it's called. It's, oh, there's a name for it. It's like screamer, like heavy metal, electronic, rah, rah, rah. And yeah, it's pumping, but the words were just disgusting. And wonder why that would re-trigger trauma. Okay, so I was nesting under my porch. And I was thinking, oh, what do I want to put over here to make me feel really good every time I come out here? And I was putting a few things out there, and I was thinking, oh, this is so wore out, but I'm going to keep it a little longer because I've had it so long, and I could use it for this or that. It's an old candle holder, and it's just fallen apart. It needs to be rewelded or thrown away. It's just not stable, but it's a cute thing. You put a little tea light candle in there, and it's glass all the way around it, and then it's metal on the top and bottom and on the sides. Well, somehow the spot welding has, aged out, rusted out, and I'm having such a hard time getting rid of it. And then I'm thinking, but every time I look at it, it makes me, it kind of triggers a worry. Like, is it going to be okay? Is it going to be okay? Am I going to be able to use it one more time? And I'm telling you, it's just silly for me to do that when I have all kinds of candle holders. And I'm not poor. I could get another one very similar at the dollar store. So, I don't know. What do you think about that, right? You have the answers. See, if we would take our own advice, we'd be doing great. So, you don't have to keep paying over and over and over again for the past, other people's transgressions or your own. It's about, what are you doing? What are we doing to make today a better place for ourselves and maybe even others, right? If you're living with someone who activates you and you refuse to move and start over, then ask yourself, can you forgive yourself for staying? right? Whether it's a job or at home, or you let a kid move back in who is just driving you crazy. If you don't have the strength to ask them to leave or help them leave, right? Can you forgive yourself for allowing them to stay and expose you to their behaviors? You can. You can't. You're letting them stay anyway, or you're letting this event happen anyway, or you're working at that job anyway. So forgive yourself so you can enjoy what else life has to offer, right? Yeah. Like when I wasn't able to get some of those things done, I've really grown a lot in some areas. I still struggle in some areas here and there, especially if I get too many triggers at once over time and when I get tired, right? Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. I have to look at those things and try to take care of them. Halt. Stop. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Take care of those things. And then it makes room to be able to see the other things that don't make you hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Because life is full of stuff, right? If you're not trapped and held hostage, you have choices. Even if your health is bad, there are certain choices. There are certain help. It may not make life perfect, but you're living, you decided to live. So let's live with a capital L, even if it's in little places. Like when you're eating, enjoy what you're eating. And if you're overweight, enjoy the pride in being able to leave one bite on that plate, right? Or if you're over-exercising or under-exercising, enjoy what you're doing and then say, okay, I could do this one extra thing to pull back, or this one extra thing to move forward, right? When I don't want to go for a walk, I don't want to see anybody, I have a mini trampoline that I can use. And there's a lot of YouTube channels out there where they're walking or even using a trampoline where you can go, where you can have company or watch a TV show for 10 minutes. There are certain foods that I used to feel guilty every time I ate them, like foods with sugar in them. I'm so tired of hearing about sugar and inflammation, right? So what I've done is I've given myself permission to have sugar, especially in my coffee, honey on my cereal, or sometimes I'll eat Captain Crunch or Fruit Loops. And instead of feeling shame and embarrassment, I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm going to eat just enough to satisfy me, not enough to overstuff myself and make my stomach hurt, right? So indulge a little bit, enjoy it, and then pull back. Don't overindulge. That would be a great practice just for today. Try these different things. So it's about starting your day over, forgiving yourself or others, letting it go just for a minute. I'm not saying forgive. We don't have to do that. Matter of fact, that's not our job, is to forgive other people all the time. There's no such thing as closure and all that. It's about mostly letting go, right? More than forgive. Letting go of stuff so you can enjoy. Like, I let go of almost everything while I'm putting on makeup. I just love this. When I'm working in the yard, sometimes things will come in my head and I'll just hum, la 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 la, just to get rid of it, right? And then I'll start thinking about the plants, thinking about what I'm watering, thinking about the smell of the grass. To be in the moment and enjoy those opportunities to let go. If you're playing a video game or whatever it is, not play it for so long that you're not attending to your life, or binge watching shows. Like I used to do that with the Golden Girls at night because it would calm me down and erase my brain from the stress of the day, and then I could go to sleep. But sometimes I would overdo it and stay up way too late. So it's like pull back, and then instead of feeling punished by pulling back on those behaviors that are negative, engage in feeling pride and joy in being able to make the decisions that are good and loving for yourself. That's all I got. I have to get to work. So you have a great day. And no, I'm not going to do anything else with my hair. This is what they get because I have a short day today. And then I'm going to get back outside. Ha! Bye for now.